Huh?
What's this part for?
It's for bottled wine. So like when you do the cork, you do the first one and then the second one to get the cork out. What is up, everybody? We are going to share this on Twitter. Boom. Yo, yo. Alrighty. Let me copy. I think you're on your account. Hold on. Wait. Let me just check Twitter or Insta. Yeah, it's your account. It said Jay Stone just started in live.
I don't even post videos. I'm not going live. Josh Dobbs got one.
Huh?
Josh Dobbs got one.
By who?
Steelers.
Well, he was there before, I think.
Yeah, they're just waiting.
Jags just went.
Josh just waiting. Yeah.
But he was there a couple.
Not last year, the year before. Look at, we're live. All right, guys. Dog.
Alrighty, what is up, everybody? What is up? What is up?
Oh, look at that super fan already inside. What is going on, Aaron?
Aaron's here. What is up, Aaron?
Do you even know what a foosball is?
Shoot.
What? Oh man, that is some typos.
That is. If you guys have, and this will be our final live mock draft, just so you guys know, if you have any questions, feel free to post them in the chat, and we will get those answered. Even start sit questions, because you know what, John?
We're starting on Thursday.
Oh! All right.
Yes. From the top, make it drop. Got the bucket.
Alrighty. Let's get this going.
Everyone knows here. Starting momentarily.
Check. Oh, shit. Check.
Do you check? What's your headset fucked up?
Yeah.
Oh.
Check.
It'll never work for us again.
Check. Hello.
I'm good
Hello. You're good?
No.
Hello.
I've got nothing.
Oh my god. It's bad.
Bandit! I know.
Check. Whatever. Oh my god, it's bad.
What happened? We've been good for so long.
I know.
I'm good on mine now.
Check. Nope.
Here, you just make constant noise in yours. We're working through this together.
Hello. Can't even hear anything now.
Nothing at all.
Nothing. Hello.
I'm not here.
Hello. Check.
Just hit a drop.
Hello. Oh, that's bad, but better. It's static. Hello.
Now you should be good, right?
Yeah, no.
No, you're.
Bad.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm good now.
I'm bad. Hello. Oh. That's fine. It's gonna bug me, but it's fine. We'll get through it today.
All right, I'm gonna order another splitter. Right now.
Yeah, another splitter would be good. Oh, there it is. No, nope, there it goes.
Dog.
There it is. Maybe. I don't know. Whatever. We will get through this today, people, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, here we go. All right, you ready for the drop?
Try
it. We are struggling through some technical difficulties, but we will prevail. We will.
Danny, come on,
We
bud.
will prevail.
Is it that bad?
It's bad, but it's fine.
What I know for like the first 10 episodes.
It's what?
I'm good.
Do re mi fa. No,
Don't bring me fucking yeah.
it's fine. I'll just. Oh, it's thunder now. All right, let's do this drop and get it going.
Hold up. One last technical. You're out of school. So I can get it.
There's a Doge. There is a Doge on the
Does not
loose.
want to come back. He's wrapping himself in the corner. Big guy.
There's a Doge. Look at the Doge.
Say hi to Instagram. Say hi to Twitter. Say hi.
Hi. Hi.
Go guys.
Oh, come on.
Would you do it again?
It like goes in. It goes in. And out. It's fine.
It's the barometric pressure, you know.
Something like that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you ready?
Oh shit. Dun, dun, dun.
What is up, everybody? How are you doing today? Welcome to our final live mock draft. Boy, we're a week away from the season, John.
I'm excited.
I'm very excited
This is the last
too.
time I have to do this. This season, my last fake draft. I've got one later today. It's going to be a real one. So, gonna see what's going on with all these trades, these cuts, these waves, these new players, these people that are going to PUP.
Yeah,
What
exactly.
can we do?
Freaking AP's over on the Lions now.
Yeah, a lot happened this weekend.
Tons. So if you have a draft coming up prior to the start of the season, pay attention to this one because we will be drafting, I guess, with all the updated information.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, the most up to date.
Yep.
New things happen every day, though. Things probably happen after we finish filming this.
Yeah.
So just make sure you guys stay up to date before you guys do anything. It looks like you began it.
I started it just so it can get down to us. Currently, I am picking at the 7th spot overall, and John is picking at the 10th spot overall. And this is a half-point league. Teams consist of 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, a tight end, and a flex with, I believe, 7 bench spots. So kind of a deeper league.
Pretty standard format, though, for most situations.
Yeah, 100%. So, but anyways, we have started. The first pick overall, of course, was Christian McCaffrey, followed by Saquon Barkley, Alvin Kamara, Ezekiel Elliott, Derrick Henry, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And then it came to my pick, and I grabbed Josh Jacobs. I grabbed him over Dalvin Cook and Michael Thomas. I think with Lynn Bowden going to the Dolphins and Theo Riddick getting cut, that says a lot about how Gruden feels in Josh Jacobs, that he is, potentially going to be getting some work in some pass catching work in Las Vegas. So I believe that that's going to benefit him quite a bit.
So I've been someone who's been talking bad about it, saying that he's not going to be getting that work that they've been promising him since the middle of last season. And I thought that the 2 people that were just taken away from that roster were going to be taking that role. I mean, they still do have Jalen Richard and Devonta Booker. So maybe they'll be getting some. I do have Jacobs added to have an increase in passing attempts this year, or targets, but not by a lot. I might have to bump that up a little bit. At the 7, you're probably getting a good value. As much as right now I don't want to believe it.
Yeah.
But I mean, he has the rushing upside to finish in the top 8. So a little bit of passing will help him push that up even further. So Miles is going to auto draft. A little sad.
Oh, you grabbed Dalvin Cook.
But hey, it's nice for me because I wanted to go Michael Thomas anyways in this first pick.
Did you?
I did. I'm going to try something.
Let's see what you do. Are you going to try zero RB strategy here, or?
Dun, dun, dun.
Possibly. Just to see how it plays out.
I haven't done one in any of our mocks yet, so I figured I might as well try one. There's Austin Eckler staring me in the face, and it's really hard to not take him right now.
Yeah, that's pretty difficult. I mean, I wouldn't mind having Michael Thomas and Austin Eckler, but Austin Eckler came out and said that Josh Kelly could potentially be like a 1-2 punch there in LA. So do you think?
No, I mean, you've seen Austin Eckler be extremely serviceable year in, year out while being the number 2 guy. So even if he finds himself as in a 1-2 punch kind of offense, he's going to be the one.
Right.
He gets enough volume, especially in the pass catching roles where you're going to be getting something.
Yeah.
It is also tough not to go Thomas Adams, like one of the guys in the chat saying, this is a hard one for me. Do I just jump to it and take Lamar and just say, hell?
No, you can't take Lamar this early. Come on, John.
I'm going to go with Devontae. Oh, no, it didn't move that. There we go. I'm going to go to Devontae. We're going to go to zero RB.
Zero RB strategy on the way. Let's see how that works out for John. But following John's pick of Michael Thomas, Miles Sanders went off the board. Kenyon Drake went at the 112. Nick Chubb, Patrick Mahomes, and Devontae Adams to John. Then it went Aaron Jones, DeAndre Hopkins, back to me. And John, I really appreciate you not taking Austin Eckler because that is what I'm going to do here. I am going to take Austin Eckler. There's a couple other options for me here on the board. I've got 2 of the top wide receivers in Tyreek Hill and Julio Jones. Travis Kelce, Lamar Jackson's here. But this I feel is where the tier of running backs kind of breaks. I think Austin Eckler is that last player in that 3rd tier. And then it starts James Conner, Chris Carson tier. So I'm going to gladly start off with, pretty running back heavy, two running backs, Josh Jacobs, Austin Eckler off the bat. So let's see how that plays out for me.
No, you did pretty great. I'm really happy with that. I'm almost actually a little jealous.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. So it's definitely a solid stack. And we'll see how the rest of my team, though, plays out because I have a little bit until my next pick. So, but anyways, following my pick there at Austin Eckler at the 2-6, Tyreek Hill went at the 2-7, Julio Jones, Travis Kelce, Lamar Jackson at the 2-10, and then Chris Godwin, George Kittle went at the 2-12, and then starting at the beginning of the first, Kenny Golladay went, which I am very jealous of. I love Kenny Golladay this year. TK Brad, he's in our listener league. He started off with a couple a solid set of picks. I mean, he started off obviously with Christian McCaffrey at the 1. He grabbed George Kittle at the with his 2nd pick, and then Kenny Golladay with his 3rd. So he really has that running back, tight end, wide receiver, 1 spots all locked up.
I was going to say he's got the number 1 running back, a number 1, number 2 tight end, and as far as you're concerned, the number 2 receiver.
The number 2, baby.
So he's doing a pretty good job so far. D. Myers ends up grabbing James Conner right after that Kenny Golladay pickup. So his team's right now looking at Saquon, Chris Godwin, and James Conner. Love those first 2 picks. James Conner's huge upside, low floor for me.
Yeah.
I think there's a huge possibility he doesn't finish the season out. After that went Todd Gurley, Jonathan Taylor in the third round, 4th pick. So you're seeing that ADP jump from him from just a couple weeks ago, which is nice to see. I hate it because I wanted to grab him. So then goes Mike Evans, Chris Carson, falling below Jonathan Taylor. I think that's a really solid spot for him. I'm not a huge Chris Carson guy.
Neither am I.
Kind of in that James Conner situation, not so much as a injury risk, but just more of a timeshare risk in his situation, to where with Carlos Hyde there, he's going to be getting enough touches, but I don't think enough to put him up above a lot of these other guys.
Yeah, and I 100% agree there. I am not big on Chris Carson this year either, especially with, like you said, Carlos Hyde and all them in the backfield. And apparently DJ Dallas is making a little bit of an impact. So here, I think I'm going to grab my first wide receiver because we talked about it last episode. Le'Veon Bell is a faller for me, and he's really I'm staying away from David Johnson this year. I don't like any of the other running backs at this point, and I really think that Adam Thielen has the potential in that offense to finish as a top, 8 wide receiver, and he's got a lot of upside there. So with Adam Thielen there, I am very happy to take him. Anyways, so after that Adam Thielen pick, David Johnson went, Le'Veon Bell, and it's back to John here at the 3:10. Now, are you going to go true zero RB and grab another receiver or tight end, or potentially a quarterback, or are you going to grab your first running back here?
It's kind of getting hard because a lot of running backs are disappearing from the board, and we're getting to that point to where we're getting towards that lower tier of running back.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be hard for me to find someone who's gonna be in a great situation week 1 to be my number 1. So I think I'm gonna pick up my running back here. And even though there's no one I'm really super happy and sexy about, I'm gonna take. What's up?
Well, before you pick,
got 18 seconds.
Yeah, before you pick, what about going Allen Robinson here and then grabbing a running back on your next pick? Just because I'm
about to grab 2 running backs, actually.
You're gonna grab 2?
Yeah.
Raheem Mostert, Juju Smith. So you grab Raheem, not solid pick there. It could potentially be a committee there, but I think he was definitely the best running back on the board. And then Juju Smith-Schuster went at the 3:11, followed by Melvin Gordon, Cooper Kupp, and Allen Robinson. Back to John here at the 4:3.
So this, if I do that, a huge reach. That would be, you would consider that a huge reach, right?
Potentially, but you're not going to be picking for, another 20 or whatever picks. So is it a reach? Yes, but are you going to get him in the next round? No.
I need a running back too, and I don't see anyone on there I don't really see many people that I'm super excited about. Actually, yeah, no, I can afford this position right now. I'm actually going to grab another receiver.
Calvin Ridley, beautiful pick. Over Amari Cooper though, and DJ Moore. You like you're a little higher on
and OBJ.
Huh?
And over OBJ.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about OBJ personally, but I do like I do like Calvin Ridley's upside, but I'm a little worried about pretty much the Browns offense kind of. They're very high risk, high reward players. So, but anyways, following Calvin Ridley there to John, Mark Ingram went off the board. Odell Beckham went off the board. I was actually going to try to grab Mark Ingram, but with him gone, I am, I'm probably going to stay away from the running backs at this point. And currently the best wide receivers on the board are Amari Cooper, DJ Moore, AJ Brown, DK Metcalf, Robert Woods, and Tyler Lockett. With DJ Moore here, I think I'm gonna take him. He's his team's obvious one. I think Teddy Bridgewater is going to do enough to get him up to that wide receiver 1 range. So having him as my second receiver, I'm quite happy about.
You happy with that?
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with DJ Moore there. He's my wide receiver 2. As my wide receiver 1, it's a little iffy, but he did, show that he can play, and he's a solid fantasy wide receiver. Last year, finishing as the 16 on 15 games, and he got a ton of targets, and I kind of think that he's going to get a ton this year too.
Yeah, no, he's going to be Teddy Bridgewater's number 1 target, I'm assuming, outside of Christian McCaffrey. So I'm expecting a big year from him. I know Curtis Samuel hasn't had the most news come out of camp of him, exceeding any expectations. So I'm not really confident that he took that next step up from last year to be able to be a solid number 2 that's going to take enough targets away from DJ Moore to finish. So I like DJ Moore a lot, more than OBJ.
Yeah.
So after your DJ Moore pick went Mark Andrews, DK Metcalf, Amari Cooper, then Cam Akers in the 4-10 spot, then DJ Chark, Robert Woods, and Terry McLaurin on the turn. Pretty good pickup on the receivers there. You got Kenny Golladay, Robert Woods, and Terry McLaurin. Kind of interesting stack there. Then went A.J. Brown, T.Y. Hilton, Kareem Hunt, Dak Prescott, Tyler Lockett, and I know for a fact, not a fact, I have a big feeling you're about to take someone.
I'm not taking the guy you were talking about.
Okay, cool. If he falls to me, he falls to me. So Kareem Hunt, Dak Prescott, Tyler Lockett. Mike is back on the board. Now, are you looking at that receiver spot, or are you looking at tight ends? Are you looking for more running backs? What's your take right now? You've got 2 and 2.
I'm going to grab another running back here. I mean, the tight ends, I've kind of just said, I'm going to wait. I'm waiting on quarterbacks and tight ends. Typically in these mocks, I've been kind of grabbing tight ends or QBs a little bit earlier. So I've got a draft coming up on Tuesday, and a couple between now and the start of the draft. So I want to see how long I can really wait to get a tight end and quarterback, and see how I can stack up my roster. Now, Devin Singletary's there. David Montgomery is there as well. DeAndre Swift, Ronald Jones, and Leonard Fournette. But I'm gonna bypass all of them, and I'm gonna grab J.K. Dobbins. I've got 2 really solid running backs that I picked in my first 2 rounds. Now, I think that it'll take a little bit for him to get into the starting role, but I truly do think that by the end of this year, J.K. could really could leapfrog Ingram and be that starting running back. And even if he doesn't, I think he's going to be, involved enough to at least be a flex player on certain weeks. And he's got a ton of upside, and I like him a lot. So
nice. Big pick. I like how Dobbins is going to finish, especially if you're saying towards the end of the year. But I just feel your running backs are great in the beginning, so you have enough to get you through. I'm in a situation where I would have to look over him a little bit,
right?
Just because I need players to play now. And it sucks to see what happened with Tampa Bay because we've got Leonard Fournette and Ronald Jones there. And before last week, I would have been happy to grab either of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to be grabbing. I'm not going to grab them. I lied. We're not going there.
You're not?
We're not going there.
Ooh, I know somebody's going to grab him at that 6'4" spot. Oh, I know he will. 100%.
Oh, he's not making it back there anyways. I'm thinking. I've got a lot going on in my brain right now.
Tons. It's all rattling around. I can hear it from over here. There's steam coming out of your
I'm going
ears.
to go quarterback, and I'm actually going to grab. No, I'm not. I'm going to down. I'm going to grab Darren Waller over Zach Ertz. And then I'm going to be grabbing
Darren Waller over Zach Ertz. I like that. I don't like Zach Ertz too much this year. And then you grabbed Antonio Gibson. I like those picks, John. Huge upside there with Antonio Gibson and Darren Waller. Tyrell Williams is out of that offense. Obviously, Brian Edwards. We always get this. Brian Edwards is going to be out of that or a huge piece of that offense. But I think Darren Waller is definitely going to be a pivotal piece there. Now, I am very happy this happened. I know you talked about Ronald Jones and Leonard Fournette.
You're gonna grab Leonard. I'm
going to grab Leonard. I'm going to stack my running backs with a ton of upside. If he jumps Rojo and takes over that backfield, it could be massive amounts of. I could return dividends hugely, huge. But if he falls on his face, that could hurt me a lot too. But I think he'll also be another player who gets enough to work to where he will be a decent flex player. But anyways, after that Leonard Fournette pick, Kyler Murray went off the board. Stephon Diggs, Devontae Parker, and Ronald Jones. It's back to D. Myers on the clock. He currently has Saquon Barkley, Chris Godwin, James Conner, DJ Chark, and A.J. Brown. I don't know where he'll go right now. Maybe he grabs a third running back here. He stacks the AJs. He grabbed AJ Brown, AJ Green back to back.
He likes those 2-letter names. He's got DJ Shark as well. So good on him.
AJ, DJ, and AJ. The Jays.
Nice. So we did see Diggs, Parker, Jones, AJ Green. Then goes Deshaun Watson and Will Fuller. Nice little stack to pick up in the 6th and 7th round split.
I'm gonna give Brad a little round of applause for that.
That was a really good stack.
Beautiful.
Are we doing starting 2 tight end or starting 2 receivers? Or are we starting 3?
Starting 2, 1 flex.
Okay. We'll be right back.
All right, no worries. So great stack there by Brad. It's D Myers back on the clock, and now he's got 4 receivers and 2 running backs, and he decides to grab Tom Brady. Tom Brady in the 7th. How do you feel about that, John?
Pretty good, honestly.
Yeah, you think he'll? I mean,
we have to make some 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 quarterback. It's a reach, but I mean, he does have Chris Godwin there, so apparently he's just playing the stack, possibly thinking Brady's not going to make it back into the end of that round. So if that's the guy he wanted, maybe that's the stack he's shooting for. You know, if you're stacking someone who's going to be a top end receiver with a mid range quarterback, you don't need to take one of those top 5 quarterbacks. You can build that little point boost there.
Mm-hmm.
So not too terrible. A little sad that Zach Moss just went. That was going to be my next pick. So
I'm sorry, John.
It's all good.
Dun dun dun.
Sorry, there's one more I'm really happy with. It's still on the board.
Oh, is there? Am I going to snipe him?
50% chance it's about to happen.
I'm not grabbing him.
I was going to say, you're pretty good on running backs.
Yeah, I'm stacked on running back, and that's why I went heavy running back early. So I'm going to grab another receiver here. And there's a few on the board that I like. Michael Gallup's obviously on the board. Tyler Boyd, Deebo Samuel, Julian Edelman. And Jarvis Landry. Now with Deebo Samuel coming back, he's going to be available for week 1. Just how much is he going to be available is the biggest question. I would like to have him, but I'm going to stay away from him right now. Grab Michael Gallup as my wide receiver 3. He's in a high-powered offense. I can use him he's going to be a flex player for me, so I'm not too sad about that. And I think he's going to return on that 7th round pick. He's not going to be a top like a wide receiver 1 or anything, but I do think he will give me wide receiver 2 weeks.
He'll probably give you some wide receiver 1 weeks. He'll give you a wide receiver 2 season more than likely. High upside guy. If he's the number 1 that week, he'll get it. But he's not going to be the number 1 receiver for that team week in, week out.
No.
So he's going to be I don't want to say it, but a low floor as well, because he might see games where he only sees 3 targets,
right,
and not get much to do off him. But he's going to see somewhere he's getting to in the end zone. So
yeah,
I like him as a play. I like that pick a lot. After your Michael Gallup went Evan Ingram and Deebo, like you were just talking about. Good later round. Good to grab him late, because when he comes back, he could be a top 12 receiver for them, or for the league. So after Deebo, I grabbed James White. I know I've talked a lot of crap about him.
Good pick, John.
I have changed teams here, and I have jumped on the James White train with the Patriots releasing Lamar Miller, Damian Harris potentially needing surgery on his pinky and missing a small portion in the beginning of the season, and Sony Michel just coming back. James White, someone who's going to be a PPR monster, has been a PPR monster, and should be able to bring you value week in, week out, at least for the beginning of the season. And then at that point, you're really just hoping for the best. I'm actually going to grab Marvin Jones.
Oh, you mother. I was going to take him.
And I just kind of picked it up based off of how my team's set up right now. I've got 3 players who I can start week in, week out. I know you're super hot on Kenny Golladay. I personally am just below that level of hotness. So I do think that it's possible that Marvin Jones and Kenny Golladay finish closer both towards the 15 top 15 receivers. Then it's also possible one of them's a top 5 and the other one's down in the top 20s. But both of them are going to be seeing a lot of volume in that Detroit offense. He's someone who's had very good finishes before. I know he's a little bit older right now. He's 30 coming into the year.
Hopefully he gets younger here shortly.
Yeah, hopefully that'll happen for him. But it was only back in 2017, he did finish as the wide receiver 11 and with 9 touchdowns on over 100 targets. He got 92 last season in only 13 games.
Mm-hmm.
He's someone who's been hurt fairly often the last 2 years. So if he can just stay healthy, I think he's someone that's going to be a good play when he's healthy.
Right.
And I already have the receiver depth, so I'm just looking for people to play on some weeks on good matchups.
Yeah. Now I am going to here in my 8th round. I'm going to go somebody who should see a fair amount of targets. Jarvis Landry. He has never dropped below 130 or 112 targets, and that was his rookie year. Since then, he's never dropped below 131 targets, and he saw 138 last year. So I do think he will get well over that 100 target spot. But depending on how involved OBJ is this year in the offense, and if he comes back to form, that could significantly hurt Jarvis Landry, but at the same time, I think he's going to get his share of targets. And I mean, last year finishing as the wide receiver 12 in a PPR league, so I think he'll still finish he'll still finish around that low end wide receiver 2 spot, high end wide receiver 3 flex position. So, and he is my 4th receiver off the board anyway. So another guy I will get weeks out of, and I can flex in. Depending on matchup and depending upon how they are doing throughout this season. But between James White, taken by John, and my Jarvis Landry pick, it went Tyler Boyd, Julian Edelman, Latavius Murray, Rob Gronkowski, Marvin Jones to John again, Jerry Jeudy, Matt Ryan. I took Jarvis Landry at the 8-6. Alexander Madison went off the board. Jordan Howard, Kerryon Johnson, Phillip Lindsay, Tariq Cohen, Tevin Coleman, and Deontay Johnson. Now, John, how do you feel about Kerryon Johnson here in the 8th? Because they did just sign Adrian Peterson today. And that's kind of, I mean, it's a weird situation now because they just drafted DeAndre Swift. They've got Kerryon Johnson, and they also have AP. How do you see that playing out?
I'm staying away from Kerryon this year. He's only been in the league for 2 years. He hasn't even played more than 10 games in a season. So I don't even want to waste my draft pick on him. I know that he has weeks where he can be usable, but with everything they've done in that backfield between picking up Swift and, like you're saying, Peterson, there's just going to be too many other heads to feed and too many other usable options that they're not going to have to rely on him.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't even want to waste my draft pick thinking about him. Where's he going right now? We have him. Did he just get that? Oh, he did. Around Jordan Howard, Phillip Lindsay. I would happily take Tariq Cohen over Kerryon, and that's on That's just Data Montgomery's injury risk that's coming in after he comes back, even. And Tariq's Cohen pass catching ability. Just Kerryon's a fallen soldier, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I get it there. Now I am back up on the board. I currently have, I believe, 4 running backs, 4 receivers, and I think I'm going to stack up on my running back one more time with some high upside, with a high upside running back, and he is hurt, and he's probably going to miss me week 1, but I would hate to miss out on him, and that is Damian Harris. John has a little smirk on his face over there.
Can't say anything about it.
Was that somebody you were looking at?
It was someone that was on my board. Wasn't going to reach for him or do anything too crazy with it just because of the fact that I just picked up James White, so I didn't want to stack 2 quarterbacks from the same teams.
2 running
backs from the same teams. Obviously, so I'm looking at my quarterbacks right now. So I was really just kind of looking to, look at him later. But now that you took him, it kind of hurts. So I need to find. I grabbed him. I'm going to go quarterback. I'm sorry, Mike.
I wasn't gonna take him anyway. Actually,
that's fine. Works out good for everyone then.
Yeah, I knew because I figured he wasn't gonna make it back to me. I was mulling it over, but I'm gonna see if I can wait even later. to grab a quarterback and see kind of how it fares. So we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah, so I just grabbed Matthew Stafford in the ninth round. I did pick Marvin Jones. I wanted to try to stack a quarterback, but I waited a little too long. All my other ones were gone. I was really looking for Breeze or Matt Ryan, but I wasn't paying attention when they were going. So I ended up just taking Stafford. Regardless of if I'm using Jones that week, Stafford's going to be someone who's going to be getting the ball out there. Again, it's coming off of an amazing season before his injury. So even if he doesn't produce exactly what he gave last year, slight regression of that would still be very valuable this late. So right now, going back, I'm looking to reassure my running backs a little bit. Pick up someone that could be an extremely valuable person if Kenyon Drake goes down, and that's going to be Chase Edmonds. Not a huge Kenyon Drake lover. Think that his end of his season last year was not going to be repeatable this year. So I do see Chase Edmonds possibly having some value depending on what happens with that backfield.
Yeah,
I don't take the risk on that this late.
100%. Now, I do want to point out one thing, and I am the only team right now that does not have a quarterback. So at this point, I feel comfortable not reaching and taking a quarterback at this point. I mean, are there chances that other teams grab their second? Yes.
Yeah, there's already been 2 or 3 teams that have.
So, but at this point, I'm kind of comfortable in really waiting. I've already waited this long. I can wait a little bit longer. I've got patience. So another, I'm also, tight end position, there's still a bunch out there. So I'm going to wait on that as well at this point. I'm going to stack up on another receiver. And that is going to be a little difficult decision here. Do I want to go somebody with high upside? Do I want to go with somebody with a higher floor? I think I'm going to go with, looking at my receivers, I think I'm going to go with a higher upside. I'm going to grab Henry Ruggs. I don't really know how well he's going to do. Obviously, he's a rookie. He hasn't had a ton of camp time, and but they did lose Tyrell Williams there. But they do have some other potential targets in that offense. So, but he does have a very high ceiling. We saw it at Alabama. He's just a playmaker, and if he can give me those weeks, grabbing him here in the 10th round, I don't mind that. The other couple receivers I was looking at were Darius Slayton and Jamison Crowder. Jamison Crowder would have been that lower floor guy or higher floor guy for me. He's going to get the targets, especially in that offense at this point. But I'm going to shoot and see how Ruggs does.
Yeah, I like it a lot. I think that offense's opportunities have been opened up a lot with as many cuts as they had and injuries, like you said earlier. So, and he was drafted early to be their guy. So hopefully he goes out there and does it. I think his volume isn't going to be too large. I think he's going to have that deep ball role in that team. So I do think it's going to be bigger games, more boom or bust, even when he does play. But I think that those boom games are going to outweigh those busts, even if they're not that large.
Yeah, no, definitely. I 100% agree there. So anyways, after my Henry Ruggs pick, Christian Kirk went off the board.
Miles doesn't have a quarterback either.
Oh, yeah, Miles doesn't have a quarterback. So after Henry Ruggs, Christian Kirk went off the board, Carson Wentz, Darius Slayton, Jamison Crowder, Boston Scott, Nyheim Hines, and Justin Jackson, who could be, if something happens to Austin Eckler, if he misses a couple games, Justin Jackson could definitely fill in, that Austin Eckler role. He's a great pass catching back there. So could also give you some really good games this year. But is there anybody later on that you really have your eyes set on? Or I'm talking like late, like last pick. Has anybody kind of risen up your board a little bit to
I'm not going to give away my secrets yet. But yeah, there's a couple people. There's definitely someone I'm going to be grabbing here that I don't think anyone else is going to. Possibly you.
Drew Lock? Yeah.
No, I'm done on quarterbacks. I've got Matt Stafford. I'll stream at that point. But there's a couple guys that I think could have some upside depending on what happens with the team situations. So, yeah. But mainly, I don't want to give away my secrets here.
I'm sorry. I didn't.
You're trying to sneak them away.
Yeah. Gotta get that upper hand somehow.
We've done so many drafts together at this point that I feel like we just know
each other. Yeah, what's going on?
Everyone's thinking at this point.
Now, I think I'm going to grab one more. Let's see. I think I'm going to grab one more running back, and that's going to be Bryce Love in Washington. He's got one less player, with AP gone there, and he is he was obviously, we've talked about it before. He was a potential Heisman winner. Has a lot of talent, and then got injured. Unfortunately, fell to the 4th round. But another little high upside guy potentially could take over that backfield depending on what Antonio Gibson does. So definitely an interesting situation there. And as my fifth overall running back, I'm not unhappy with that because who knows, if he takes over that backfield, he could blossom into a high-end flex guy.
Yeah, I mean, if he takes over that running back spot, depending on how he plays, because we saw how talented he was in college. But I really do think that Antonio Gibson's going to be getting that main role, though. I
agree.
And that's basically just based off what Adrian Peterson said when he was leaving the Washington football team. And he basically just said, look, Antonio Gibson's just a hell of a talent. The system really fits for him. I feel like I can do that pony style too.
Yeah,
more as a receiving back. We are working all out for him. I am on the clock. I've got 30 seconds left, and I'm sitting here with 3 wide receivers: Thomas, Adams, Ridley, and Marvin Jones. So that's 4. I think I'm going to grab another one here, and it's someone who might be high upside. It's a little chalky, but it's going to be Anthony Miller.
I like Anthony Miller a lot.
I do too. I love Allen Robinson, but kind of like how we were talking about with the Kenny Golladay, Marvin Jones split, it's possible that the split's not going to be that different, and that Anthony Miller thrives off of those extra targets and maybe being a talented player in that offense if they just throw the ball. They do have that younger tight end Cole Kmet. They have Jimmy Graham there as well. So I think it's possible that he finds himself a solid role.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, he definitely will. So I mean, it's as long as Trubisky can come out playing well and get him the ball. He definitely has a talent. He definitely has a talent. So. But anyways, after Anthony Miller went Tony Pollard, Raquel Armstead, Ben Roethlisberger, and Cam Newton. A couple of the guys I was eyeing down for quarterback, but there's still one that I like a lot. That I'm gonna grab.
Is it Gardner?
I'm sorry.
Is it Minshew?
No, actually, and
is it Jimmy G?
No, let me just take a look see here real quick.
Is it Danny G?
I don't see.
Is it Joey B?
I was looking at Daniel Jones, but I really don't like the way his season starts.
Jerry G?
No. I'm still waiting. I'm going to wait. I'm going to take quarterback and tight end with my last 2 picks, and I am going to grab one more receiver. I'm going to grab Brandon Ayuk. With all the receivers out of, San Fran, potentially, we're not really sure what Debo's going to do at the beginning of the year. I like him there. I know he is injured at this point, but they're optimistic he's going to come back next week. And another guy who could see some targets from Jimmy G. There was an article saying that he's going to be a safety blanket. I don't know if I believe that because Debo is going to be coming back, and I feel like George Kittle's his go-to. But high upside guy here late in the 12th round, so I'll take it there. Now, following my Brandon Ayuk pick, Austin Hooper went Duke Johnson, Sammy Watkins, Devine Ezigbo, and Benny Snell and Brian Edwards at the 13-1. He was another receiver I was looking at, but I already have Henry Ruggs, so I'm I don't really double dip there.
Yeah, it's hard to double dip in the same offense, let alone 2 receivers. So I don't blame you there. I don't mind at all. I like him a lot, though. I think he's going to be someone that's going to really sneaky pick, especially this late in drafts. I think you're going to get a lot of value and a few high week finishes from him, or high finishing weeks from him. And after him went Michael Pittman and John Brown, Darrell Williams, T.J.
Hawkinson, correct.
I don't know why that R just appears for me. And then Mike Williams. Mike is back on the board. Grabbing Mike Williams in the 13th round, is he someone you're even going to draft or roster?
See, I don't know at this point. I mean, you're going to have to – he's going to sit on your, bench for a while, and I don't know if I want to grab him at this point. We saw what he did last year. He put up over 1,000 yards on 49 catches, but he finishes the 40th overall receiver. I don't think he has high enough upside. He's a very talented receiver, but with his quarterback situation, I think I'm just going to stay away from him this year. And I would, pick somebody up off the waiver. Now my tight end played into me very well. There's two guys that I really like at this point. One's Mike Gesicki. One is Blake Jarwin. I do have Michael Gallup already in that offense. So that's the only thing that's kind of steering me away from Blake Jarwin a little bit. But last year we saw Mike Gesicki really flourish after Preston Williams was hurt. So I think I'm going to take Blake Jarwin here. And
I like it. I like that. I like it a lot. I like Blake Jarwin, especially this late.
Yeah, grabbing him with my second to last pick, I don't mind that at all. And I think he's going to be a pretty big part of that offense. And actually, I have him finishing as tight end 5. So I like grabbing him this late.
Yeah, I like him a lot.
I like it a lot.
I think you did a great job there.
Thanks, John.
So, like you said, that upside's amazing. You're grabbing him in the second to last round. So you couldn't have asked for more. So I'm actually going to be grabbing my quarterback 2 here. Just because I took Matt Stafford. So I'm going to want someone else, in my opinion, just to reassure me that I did it. Maybe he doesn't come out like he did last season. So I'm going to go consistency here. Or do I go upside? Man, maybe I don't reach yet. I'm not going to reach yet. I lied. I'm actually going to grab another tight end because, again, kind of the same situation like you just said. I grabbed Darren Waller, who kind of broke out last year, and I don't want to have to rely on that breakout being a consistent thing. So I'm going to grab someone who I thought had a lot of upside this year coming in. Hopefully he doesn't stay injured. And with all the injuries going on in the New York Jets offense, I think that maybe that tight end is going to be getting a huge bump. If he can get healthy and actually play, we should hopefully be able to see something. And then after I picked up Chris Herndon, and then after Chris Herndon went Carlos Hyde, Alan Lazard, N'Keal Harry, Golden Tate, me back on the board. I'm actually going to grab, like I said, my second quarterback once I find him. And this is basically just off of consistency. Mm-hmm. Consistently finishing as a high-end quarterback, just out of the quarterback 1 or even a quarterback 1. I love Adam Thielen. I think that they're going to be doing a lot with the pass-catching game in the running back room again this year. They added Justin Jefferson, the emergence of B.C. Johnson in this offseason. I really, really like him. And then Alshon Jeffrey after Kirk Cousins. And then with Larry Fitzgerald, Mike taking his first quarterback in the last round, and Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah, I did. And I think I'm going to be streaming the quarterbacks here this year at this point. But he starts off with a really nice first 3 games. I know his receivers are quite thin, but he does have George Kittle there, and I think he'll at least give me, some solid output those first 3 weeks. Like I said, I will probably –
His first 5 are great.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I could potentially hold him for a while, and he could really give me some great games. So I think that it will be a pretty solid season for him, at least beginning to the season. And I don't mind taking him with my last pick and starting him while I stack up on receivers and running backs in the first 12 rounds. So, but anyways, John, real quick before we go, is there anything that you need or would want to change in your lineup?
Yeah, I need more running backs. I need more running back depth, or at least, or more strength in my first running back. I don't have anyone that's a solid, obvious running back 1. I did make up for that by having Michael Thomas, Devontae Adams, and Calvin Ridley on my team. as well as Darren Waller. So hopefully the value I get off those receivers outweighs the lack of value I picked up in running backs. This is not my favorite draft that I've done. This is not my favorite team. There's a chance this team could win me a championship, but it'd be on what the backup running backs that I grabbed do by the end of the season.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing I would change in my draft is looking at it. I probably would have taken Darius Slayton instead of Henry Ruggs and then stacked Daniel Jones there to have a little bit of a stack. But I don't mind where I'm at. I mean, obviously Leonard Fournette, it's a really I went very high upside, very high risk as well in this draft.
You've got a lot of end of season possible value.
Yeah.
Here, especially like J.K. Leonard, Gallup, Harris, Love, and Ayuk. I'm looking at a lot of people that have the possibilities to have huge roles at the end of the season towards the middle of the fantasy season.
Right. Yeah. So overall, I don't mind the draft. But it was a fun last one of the season.
That was a good one. I'm glad I took possibly my worst team. Actually, no. My receivers are so strong. My worst receiver is Anthony Miller. I'm making some trades and waiter pickups that in this season I'm going to win this league.
I think he'll come in second, but that's just my opinion.
No, not at all.
But all right, everybody, thank you for joining us for the last live mock draft of the year. We will be doing these again next year. Yeah. So best of luck to everybody out there who is going to be or is either drafting this week and through the rest of your fantasy seasons. We are very excited. Football is here.
Exactly. Football is here. Make sure you guys understand that now on Sundays, what we will be doing, we still will be active. We'll still be interacting with you guys. We'll still be able to jump on a live stream with you. But what we will be doing is Sundays before games, we'll either one of us, both of us, we'll jump on for a little bit, talk with you guys, help you with your last minute start sits, any last minute injury advice or injury reports that we get, we'll feed out to you guys. That way you're not playing someone who's not even going to be playing the game that week, because that's going to end up losing your week and then possibly destroying your season.
Right.
So make sure you guys pay attention, keep lookout, and then we will be having another episode coming in for you guys on Tuesday. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure to check us out on Instagram, Twitter at The Fantasy Tap. If you guys want to send us any beer recommendations or any fantasy football questions, that's going to be thefantasytap@gmail.com. Thank you again. Love hearing from you guys, and we will see you on Tuesday.
We love you guys. Yes, we will be there. Have a great day. Thank you, everybody on YouTube. We will see you all later.